Hey there. If you've been at your soil and water conservation district for any considerable amount of time, you most likely know who I am. I've probably even tag teamed a project or two with some of you now and then. But for those who are new, I'm Tim White, the wildlife specialist here at Erie SWCD, at least for a few more days. What an adventure that it has been. I'd like to take a few minutes to share with you my journey here at the Erie Soil and Water Conservation District over the past 3 decades. It really all started on June 6, 1996, and it's kind of amusing, seeing as how my initial position as a district technician here was posted as only being a 6-month position. Thankfully, the Erie SWCD director and supervisors at that time made the decision to keep me employed here. I've had a few role changes over the 30 years. Let me tell you a little bit about them. My initial duties were to carry out the tasks that were linked to a Mills Creek 319 grant. Through this project, we worked with watershed groups and landowners in the effort to implement best management plans that would effectively address non-point source pollution. Among the conservation practices were livestock nutrient management, promoting conservation tillage versus conventional tillage, and establishing grass buffers around sinkholes scattered throughout the watershed. As that Mills Creek 319 grant funding was coming to an end, another grant funding opportunity surfaced. Our office applied for it, and then I then became Erie SWCD's urban stream specialist from 1997 through 2001. Along with the other 7 urban stream specialists at that time, we provided a lot of education about the importance of good stewardship of our streams. Technical assistance was also provided on several stream bank stabilization projects where we utilized a bioengineering approach as opposed to the typical hard armoring. We also looked for opportunities to get school students out in the stream to talk about stream geomorphology, inventory macroinvertebrates, and collect chemical samples from our streams. Other SWCD tasks that had me working alongside my coworkers as we assisted landowners and ag producers who were inclined to address resource concerns on their farms. Animal waste storage structures were built, grass waterways were established, wetland restorations completed, windbreaks planted, and a number of grass and tree buffers were installed along our streams and rivers. And an increase in interest in having more and better wildlife habitat started to peak, which leads me to my current position. It was about 3 decades ago when the Ohio Farm Bureau brought to the attention of the ODNR Division of Wildlife that a considerable amount of crop damage was being observed and that it was directly attributed to wildlife, particularly white-tailed deer. It was then in 1998 that 12 wildlife specialist positions were created in strategically targeted counties throughout the Buckeye State. Seneca and Ottawa County up north, one position in Union County, and the other 9 spread across the southeastern counties of Ohio. Erie applied for one of those positions in 2003, and thanks to Luke Miller and the Division of Wildlife, here I am still, though about to finish my race. The primary focus for the individuals in these wildlife specialist positions was to provide assistance to their county's wildlife officer by working with the ag producers in the effort to address crop damage. Non-lethal means of control were provided to farmers and landowners, initially to see if these tactics would prove effective in deterring deer. When all else failed and the extent of crop damage warranted, an out-of-season deer hunting permit could be issued. As a wildlife specialist, we also worked with landowners in dealing with other nuisance wildlife issues, not just in the rural agricultural communities, but in urban settings as well. This meant dealing with all sorts of human wildlife conflicts, be it raccoons, squirrels, geese, woodpeckers, groundhogs, bats, basically whenever a particular species of wildlife was causing an issue or concern. Though human wildlife conflicts may still happen from time to time, there are a number of landowners who really like to see and provide for various types of wildlife. That's another role the wildlife specialist plays in assisting landowners who are interested in establishing or enhancing beneficial habitat to their landscape, things that will attract and sustain wildlife.
There are a number of conservation programs that enable them to do that very thing, be it a wetland or a native prairie grass stand, a pollinator plot, or maybe through reforestation or enhancing the woodlot that they already have. Wildlife habitat is kind of like in that classic Kevin Costner movie. If you build it, they will come. And we have proven that time and time. Education is also a huge component of what the wildlife specialist does, whether it be youth programs or adult events. We're always looking for opportunities to create a bigger awareness of wildlife diversity and the conservation and personal stewardship of our natural resources, crucial for the restoration and preservation of habitat that is essential to wildlife survival. Outdoor education events I participated in include Day on the Wild Side at Winers Point, here in SWCD's fourth grade school field day event, Kids Day at the Erie County Fair, or just taking my wildlife fur trunk to various school groups. Other wildlife related hats that I wear from time to time. One is as being a Ohio Hunter Ed instructor and also as a certified basic archer instructor for the National Archery in the Schools program. As a wildlife specialist, I have also assisted the ODNR Division of Wildlife with research projects. This might include data collection on the River Otter Bridge Survey or when lymph node samples are being taken from deer during the fall hunting season to conduct testing for chronic wasting disease. Other surveys might include bats and various species of waterfowl, bald eagles, black bear, bobcats, various reptiles such as the endangered eastern Massasauga rattlesnake. Today, here in 2026, there are 19 of us wildlife specialists spread throughout the 88 counties across the Buckeye State. And our work now encompasses a whole lot more than just addressing the crop damage issues. By the way, for a brief period of time between May of 2010 through December 2013, I also served as our SWC's district director while still carrying out my wildlife specialist duties. And I also fulfilled a couple terms as the Area 2 representative of the Ohio Association of Saltwater Conservation District Employees. So where am I going from here? Otto Leopold is considered by many to be the father of wildlife ecology and modern conservation. His idea of a land ethic still rings today of our human responsibility to our natural surroundings and the environment. Leopold's writings focused a lot on conservation, and if you think about it, conservation goes all the way back to the beginning, the book of Genesis, when the command was given to the very first couple to be good stewards, to be fruitful, subdue the earth, and rule over everything. Basically, care for it, protect, tend, and keep what's been given to us. As I've said over and over again, if we take care of our land and our resources, they'll take good care of us. Someone once said retirement is not the end of the road, it's merely just a bend in the road. I have discovered that when you really like and appreciate your workplace, the tasks you're given never really seem laborious. It's so much better when you're able to look forward to another day rather than dread seeing another Monday come. A good piece of advice: don't just live at work, rather work at living. Keep first things in life first. Fred Rogers, whom we all know quite well, once said, often when you think you're at the end of something, you're just at the beginning of something else. So instead of just riding off into the sunset, I'd rather view it with the sun still high on the horizon, as if there's still plenty left to do, yet perhaps down a different trail. I'm quite certain that I'm going to miss all of this. I guess that's why I try not to view retirement as quitting, but more like I'm just passing along the baton in this race. I hope to make this handoff as graceful as I can, as it should be. My time, energy, and insight is being entrusted to the next generation to hopefully take things even further than I was able to. As I finish my leg of this race, I hand off to others and trust that they will carry the momentum forward in the weeks, months, and years ahead. Much success to you all.